Hey guys, what we're looking at today is the Central Pacific Railroad spikes and the Union Pacific ones. Now I found these two in the bucket of my railroad spikes that my uncle got me, or the little can. And I've seen these, I was like, well, these look like Union and Central Pacific Railroad spikes from both railroads. And I'll tell you what, these are the real original hand-forged railroad spikes of the time period of the Central Pacific and Union Pacific Railroad of the 1860s. This one here is the hand-forged one of Union Pacific Railroad, and here's the other one, hand-forged one of Central Pacific. As you can see on the top, they're different. This is the CP one, and this is the UP one. UP and CP were railroad spike, or two railroad companies that met from east to west. This one here's from the west, and this one's from the east. When these two railroads joined together in Promontory, Utah, this railroad spike right here joined the middle of these two railroads. See, you got Union Pacific on one side. Actually, these should be like on the other side of each other. This is Union Pacific and this is Central. And what you have in the middle is the Golden Spike, which that's what had the three railroads joined together to make one railroad. So this is what they did. Both railroads joined together to make one railroad, and the Golden Spike connects the two great oceans, and they joined the Pacific Oceans together to make one railroad track. So what Union Pacific and Central Pacific do now, they're sharing the same track now after the Golden Spike was driven at Promontory, Utah in 1869. But these railroad spikes were the first construction of the railroad in 1860 when they first started. But these are the original hand-forged ones. If anybody wants to know about these more, about the Transcontinental Railroad, these are the original ones, as you can see. I cannot believe my uncle got me these as a present, but he got these at a yard sale for $15. So I am so happy that he got me the whole can, so I can show you what the Transcontinental Railroad spikes actually was. But this is actually how they look. Now I can show you what they look like now, and they're not in bad shape, but they're pretty cool though. Here's what they look like nowadays on the Union Pacific Railroad. I found this one in like somewhere in Omaha, Nebraska. Like on outside of Omaha, like right there in Iowa. That's where this came from. But back onto these. These are the original railroad spikes, and these are 153 years old. On May 10th, they'll be 153. So I am so happy that I got these. These are really hard to find. They are really rare. You might find a few of them, but I don't know if you can find any of them at all. It depends on where you're at on the old Central Pacific and Union Pacific Railroad. But this is what you would see if you ever find any going metal detecting. This is what you're going to find. So if anybody has any questions on the railroad spikes or where you can find them at, I am the railroad expert on that stuff. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions on these railroad spikes or where you can find them, I can tell you the good locations where you can look for them. I want you to have a nice night, and I will see you guys later on soon. Alright, I will see you later.